We had some good reaction to some of the tips we shared when visiting elders during the holidays. So I thought I would pick up on that topic with something I read in Health Day News. And some of the sources quoted were from Lenox Hill Hospital in New York. And one of the things they were focusing was avoiding trips to the emergency department during this holiday season. Now, I can tell you I couldn't avoid that last year, and I had a very good reason to. My 88-year-old mom, who was entrusted in my care for about a month or so during the holiday season, fell during the holidays and actually fractured her neck. So we experienced the healthcare system in person, live and in person, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and all the way up almost to New Year's. But the point that they were making in Health Day News was that families spend so much time apart from an elderly relative that they're kind of alarmed to see the condition they're in when they actually do get to see them. And that part of it is that they are unaware of how the aging process works, and so a lot of times they panic and think that their loved one needs medical care, and they rush into the emergency department, and they estimate that there are 10 to 20% more emergency room department visits over the holidays that aren't necessary, okay? And actually have an adverse effect in that, visiting a hospital is sometimes the worst thing you can do because you're exposed to so much infections. So what can you do so that when you show up, you're not surprised? Well, obviously, first of all, it's about constant and continuous communication. So you really should stay in touch regularly with that elderly relative, and also with that elderly relative's doctor. You should maintain up-to-date information about them, their doctor's names, their addresses, the medications they're taking. Make sure that all of their information is up to date. Make sure emergency phone numbers are plugged into their phone, and maybe, if they don't have a cell phone, into a cell phone as well. And of course, a lot of it's about the basics should something happen when you're apart, like having a living will, durable medical power of attorney. You might also want to consider having conversations about getting some in-home care for an elderly relative. I know I just had this conversation with my mother, who at 88, mentally sharp, physically a little slower, but feels compelled to still want to clean the condo that she lives in every day, like she used to clean back in South Philly. And you know what? It's not possible. There's also other things that are popping up from a technology basis, in-home monitoring. If you have a tech-savvy elderly relative, you might want to consider getting them a computer, hooking them up to Skype so that they can have conversations live and in person with you and your kids, their grandkids, their great-grandkids. But basically, it's really about staying in touch, staying informed, and being prepared, so that when you do show up during the holidays, you know what you're in for, hopefully in a good way. So when you see that elderly relative this year, take stock, be grateful, but don't rush to judgment or panic thinking you need to go visit the doctor or the emergency department, but do stay informed. Thanks.